This is Blair Marnell, TV channel editor for Crave Online. We're here at the Paley Festival in Los Angeles to talk about The Walking Dead. Andrew, I just wanted to ask, how far has Rick fallen and how far has he to go before he falls all the way?
How far? I mean, he's gone pretty far. And I think that certainly when I was playing it, I was trying to differentiate between all the different levels of grief and stress and post-traumatic stress and sleep deprivation and all of these things and how they affect you and your decision-making. I think that something happens this weekend, and I was just saying before that he realizes that if he continues on this spiral, he will end up in a place where he's lost completely. And certainly after this weekend, you see possibly a man returning from the wilderness.
Stephen, tell us about Glenn's expanded role this season.
It's cool. It's just opening up a character that you met in a kind of meeker tone, grow up to be a man and still learn lessons along the way.
Now, who's Glenn taking his leader lessons from? Because he's trying to step up, but it seems like he's trying to emulate maybe Shane.
You are the product of who you're surrounded by, and I think he's a young man, and right now he's very vengeful, very prideful, very selfish, honestly, in this moment, and that kind of comes out in a specific way. I think it clearly shows that he might not be ready to lead.
In a weird way, this catastrophe has been a bonus for him in certain ways. I mean, I don't think he's ever had anybody rely on him before. So I think as a man, he's becoming this new person that he would have never become if this didn't go down. And having people rely on him for safety is something he's never experienced. And it's sort of given him a new sense of self-worth that he would have never gotten before. He's definitely become a new person. I mean, season 1, he sort of talked out of the side of his head and don't look at me. And season 3, he's in your face. I mean, he's completely changing, and I think all the characters are changing, from 1 to 3.
Now, there's only about 5 episodes left this season. What can you tease about what's coming up?
Everything is ratcheting up between Woodbury and the governor and the prison and Rick and our group, and so these two groups seem to be on a collision course. Merle and Daryl are back together, so it's all. A lot of interesting things are happening.
Season 2, all these people were new to her, and she was in a very dark, sad place. And now I think in season 3, she kind of belongs and is finding ways to help.
You really impressed people with your voice in the last episode. That is you singing, right?
It is me singing, yes, just a cappella. I'm a songwriter. I perform around New York City a lot in clubs like Rockwood, and I just actually did a show at Hotel Cafe last week, Wednesday.
Now, if the worst would ever happen and Hershel died, would you prefer to come back as a zombie or stay dead?
I think I'd rather stay dead.
I want to be a zombie. I want to go through the whole thing.
Now, I hear you're directing the penultimate episode this year. Can you give us any teasers for that?
It's going to be great. It's Scott Gimple wrote it, and it's really fantastic. I feel like it's one of the closest episodes to going back to the original series in terms of the character drama and the motivation. So it feels to me like classic Walking Dead.
Now, I heard there's going to be a lot of walkers in that episode.
I think because the first episode I ever directed was when Dale gets killed, and I had one zombie in it, and it was kind of funny because I thought, well, wait, my first directorial debut, and I have one walker, so I've kind of made sure that in the subsequent episodes that I've had more walkers. So this one, we got a lot.
We always strive to do something different and something unexpected, and I think that we've succeeded in doing that.
I also think we've been looking for some emotional closure and wrapping up some storylines, and I think that we're going to visit some dark places, but there's also a ray of hope and optimism as going forward.
How are you guys going to celebrate when you eventually hit 20 million viewers per week?
You know what? We celebrate our fans every week, so there's no magic number. It's, But on the other hand, I own a wine bar, Vertical Wine Bistro in Pasadena, and I've got a particularly fantastic bottle of champagne that I think might be justified opening that day.
Glenn and Maggie are like the super couple of the show right now. How do you feel about that relationship on the series?
You're showing a strong bond being tested right now through the circumstances of young love and kind of a foolish love. And wherever it may be at this current moment, you can't keep a love like that down. So